In a significant development aimed at de-escalating the ongoing conflict in Gaza, the United Nations Security Council has adopted a resolution demanding an immediate ceasefire for the duration of the holy month of Ramadan, which lasts until April 9th this year. In a show of overwhelming support for peace, 14 member states voted in favor of the resolution, with the United States abstaining from the vote. The resolution urges for a 2-week cessation of hostilities, with aspirations that this will pave the way for a lasting and sustainable ceasefire. Furthermore, the resolution calls for the unconditional release of all hostages and underscores the critical necessity of escalating the flow of humanitarian assistance into the beleaguered Gaza Strip. In response to the vote, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu canceled a scheduled visit to Washington, indicating concern over the U.S.'s abstention, which diverged from its usually staunch support of Israeli policy. Mr. Netanyahu's office issued a statement expressing that the American abstention is seen as a retreat that might undermine both the military efforts and the negotiations for the release of hostages, potentially bolstering Hamas's resolve. The Israeli delegation had intended to discuss plans for a ground invasion of the strategic town of Rafah, which has become a refuge for over 1 million Palestinian civilians displaced by the fighting. On the other side, Hamas expressed approval of the UN resolution and indicated its willingness to participate in immediate prisoner exchanges. The resolution comes after tense dynamics in the Security Council, with Russia and China vetoing a U.S.-sponsored resolution calling for a ceasefire just days prior. However, Linda Thomas-Greenfield, the U.S. ambassador to the UN, emphasized that the U.S. abstention does not represent a shift in policy and vocalized American support for the resolution's objectives. She also highlighted the role of diplomacy and criticized Hamas for obstructing steps towards peace. This resolution arrives amidst a worsening humanitarian crisis in Gaza, with the UN warning of an impending famine in the northern part of the territory. The health situation is spiraling as well, with more than 32,000 Palestinians reported dead, many being women and children, due to the conflict. International reactions have been varied, with the UK expressing support for the resolution and highlighting the importance of adhering to international humanitarian law. UN Secretary-General Antonio Guterres stressed that implementing the resolution was crucial, stating that failure would be unforgivable. The ceasefire resolution aims to deliver immediate relief and to set the foundation for enduring peace in the region. As the holy month of Ramadan is typically a time for reflection and peacefulness, the UN Security Council's initiative renews hope for a respite in the violence and a focus on humanitarian aid and peaceful negotiations.